They're not bored. They are having that much fun. Game number 8 on the Season 9 Age of Empires 4 preview patch here. That's right, we got a show match between Anatan and B, and we are going deep into the night. B, now with Order of the Dragon up against Byzantines in the hands of Anatan on Mongolian Heights. One and all, welcome back to the Age of Empires 4 action. Yeah, kind of a cool one here, actually. HRE, you'd expect to see here Mongols. We've seen some English traditionally. I haven't often seen Byzantines on a map like Mongolian Heights because it kind of feels counterintuitive to play into fishing unless you want to go Hippodrome. Now, that's where it gets interesting, guys. We are watching, I'd say, one of the most impressive Hippodrome users in the game. Anatan has a way with the horses. He whispers to them. And I'm wondering if he's going to do it for us here today. It is a bit risky against Order of the Dragon, but my thought process is if you bulk horsemen and pinch, you could... No, I don't think you can do it here. Like, the more I'm thinking about it, if there's just a few Gilded Spearmen, you don't ever want to pinch a Gilded Spearman because the horsemen do too much damage. Take too much damage, rather. Right? Because Gilded Spearmen are like 2 and 1. That being said, if this happens to be a men-at-arms spam, you would be very happy to have the Hippodrome. If he's going to do it, though, it's going to take some time. Anatan has gone for the pond. Or rather, the river here. B is moving out now, but he's already teching with one on the mine work. Is this an outpost drop? What is he up again? What's he up to? Well, there's no wood gathering, so I'm a little bit confused. Huh? Wait, is he really committing 2 villagers to kill a dog? What? Okay, there we go. We have some wood gathering. That makes more sense. I thought we had... I was about to call the series for medical reasons because I felt like B must be like dehydrated or something. Because that was getting questionable. The outpost makes total sense. Yeah, it took him a while. He finally chopped across on the tree line. Minework Palace is on the way. The outpost is going to be a blocker to extending fishing. And the wall traps him here. This is well executed by B. He gave Anatan the room to ruin himself. There's no way he can now send fishing, so this is just a wasted investment that gets blocked. And after a small delay, B can now start fishing himself. I don't know if it's worth garrisoning villages, though. You want to be building a dock yourself, right? And yeah, we should now see that. He's got 168. Does end up cancelling some of the fish, which is unfortunate here. But he can bulk this up. Thank you, thank you. Always looking to try and improve the esports scene anywhere I can. And this, I mean, this has provided the entertainment. I think a lot of us were kind of hyped around the siege changes, and we saw the intrigue and the potential. But, and maybe I'm tooting my own trumpet or whatever, but like I feel like we done right by this pop on creating the appropriate spectacle and hype that it deserves. Right? I think we hit it out of the park with that. A really big shout out to Anatan and B for helping that as well. Wonder how many players are watching right now taking notes for Sunday. So, archer ship on the way. Anatan is just trying to scale into Limitane, which is a good way of trying to burn through docks, right? Like, archer ships will have the damage heavily reduced. Speaking of which, archer ship has now arrived. So, nice body blocks there. That's sick. Perfectly positioned there. B does block one of the fishing boats from getting back to safety, courtesy of the outpost assistance. Love the fact he's still here with the Gilded Villagers to collect up now. No, I don't think too much changed. I actually think you need big changes like this. People want change. The reality of modern gaming is people expect change. If you take it a slow one step at a time, people are unimpressed. The only games that get away with that are ones that have legacies of like 10 plus years and are about the granularity. Like, for example, StarCraft. But I think even then, like, you struggle to engage the newer viewers because it's almost like you need to flip the table to bring people who are out of the mix in because you're, in a weird way, leveling the playing field, I'd say. I've always been a big fan of this drastic change approach. Like, Dota 2 really got me on board with it. I love Ice Frog's approach to balancing because the game always changes. You're always in a state of flux and reaction, which is good. It's healthy. It's what makes esports great. What makes traditional sports great is this idea of 30 years of practicing the same game. And although the rules kind of change, the way you approach it can change, the rules, like at their core, rarely do have to be adapted to. Whereas something that's been marvelous about esports is over the course of a year, the game can look completely different. And adaptation's a big part. So I love it from an esports perspective, but I also love it from a casual perspective. Yeah, Anatan. The Matane proving a little bit of a nuisance here. B is now getting into the men-at-arms, though. He does have the shoreline fishing. So what's Anatan's plan here? He did go Hippodrome. We did anticipate this. This is really powerful against men-at-arms. He's baiting him. The Limitane play is solely to bait the men-at-arms reaction instead of spears. Because men-at-arms are more efficient. And you've already got Mindwork, so you want to do this. So, similar to how B gave Anatan the room to ruin himself in the opening, Anatan is now giving the room to B to ruin himself as well. In fact, I think this might just be Cataphracts, not even Horsemen. Oh, wait. Is this going to be System of the First Hill? Am I weird for liking that? Because I actually think that slaps pretty hard here. System of the First Hill is sick. It's interesting because I'd have to double check, but I think Cataphracts might be capable of two-hitting villagers because of the charge damage, but I'd have to double check. It's close for sure. Without textiles, they might be able to two-hit Order of the Dragon villagers. But yeah, this is Castle. Other possibilities here. Do you rush? Okay, so no. I don't think you want Land Snake, so I'm not sure the Golden Horn Tower is that valuable. We have got demo ships, though, so he is going to contest the fishing. Oh, the villagers! Oh, this is big! B, he didn't keep track of this! But the timing! B doesn't realize, he still doesn't know. Demo detonates, that's so much worth! One demo for 2 gilded villager kills. B, big mistake made there, was not tracking his villagers. And actually, Cataphracts do have a charge. They charge onto the enemy, and then they club. It's not a traditional charge. And it's going to be Golden Horn Tower. Okay, so no sippy cups. But we still at least have the Hippodrome. Men-at-arms are proven annoying. One villager has gone down. Yeah, these guys are really ridiculous, guys. Their attack speed is so quick, 1.12 seconds. Yes, the trample. Which is a type of charge. Which does 10 damage. And then I think your Sword Strike is like maybe 30? So that's enough to kill a Gilded Villager. Oof, this is expensive though. Anatan, just losing a lot of the gold there. He needs that gold as well. Remember, Spat Boys aren't cheap. Cataphracts cost 150 gold, which is why he's so desperate to get a little more. Does get what he needs, but definitely comes at a price. And B is not far behind on his age up timing here. Not just that, a lot more fishing coming. So I think we are just going to see mass men-at-arms spam here. Curious to see how well Cataphracts do against that. At least you're not being countered by Spearmen, and that's not going to happen now because you have longbow potential, right? So it'd be kind of silly to try and go into spears here, even though they're more tanky. B is going to get scared away, even though he's got the undermesh. But it's because he's waiting for the tech before he engages again. First Cataphract is here. Here you go. Here's the stats. So, okay, it's not enough. He needs 1 melee damage. It's 27 per strike. So you trample, which is 10, and then you strike twice. That would be 64 damage. And Gilded Villagers have 65. So if he gets Bloomery, he can 2-hit Gilded Villagers. Look how effective they are, though. I mean, it is an early Gilded Men-at-Arms, but so tanky. The 4 melee armor, the 360 HP. It's not a bad idea by Anatan. And also, it deals with the rigidness of most Byzantine strats. It gives you that mobility. And also gives you that 1-up with the high DPS from Triumph, right? It will be a +4 damage, which kind of alleviates that concern I had about sniping villages. But I don't think you rush to use it here. Timing's important. We actually have Gilded Knights getting queued up. This doesn't scale quick enough for B, right? You need to be careful with the gold, because if a trample comes in, it's big damage. Oof. Doesn't quite connect there, though. The men-at-arms able to body block. It's only layer 1, though. Second one is on the way. Lombos are still patrolling. We do have an outpost up here to try and protect. This is a really good trade for Anatan. He already killed one of these early men-at-arms. He's killing a second with 1 Cataphract. Right, so he spent 330 resources to kill 480. He still has him alive. Trample does reach through. Too many villagers in the gold. Bit of a miss micro there. Anatan definitely could have taken down a villager. Will still seek and destroy. Lombos, in the meantime, are going to start to struggle with the Gilded Knights, but these units kind of just feel for free, right? It's with the olive oil. On top of that, he's reaching in and finding economy kills. 2 villagers are going to go down. It might be more because of the misclick B. What was that? He meant to send the villagers to the corner, but he sent the knight instead. So an additional worker kill over what should have been allowed. A dive underneath the TC. B, this is getting a bit out of control. Triumph has also been activated, so these guys have more movement speed. They have a heal over time. It's going to allow them to dive for longer, so more villagers likely to go down here. Still no textiles from B. One of the Gilded Knights is going to be able to get a kill. Other one will be able to get the charge in, so this is big, getting those 2 Cataphract kills. But it did come at a cost for B. One thing that's scary now is that Anatan is scaling Lombos, and that's really good against this fishing economy, because Lombos can reach in and snipe, and you can't use archer ships to defend. Right? Archer ships have 6.5 tile range, and Lombos have 7. So that's another issue I see for B here, because when you look at the raw eco count, 10 of what he has is fishing boats. He's far behind. And that's wild. He uses the Lombos to body block. It's so weird, but so effective there. Like, the Lombos are kind of cannon fodder here. The Cataphracts are the MVP. Trample is also coming off cooldown soon. It's awkward. We said you don't want to go spears here for obvious reasons due to Lombos, but I don't feel like the Gilded Knights are addressing the Cataphract threat. He has at least got relics on the way home, but so too does Anatan. He went into the monastery. Smart read. Cataphracts chasing that one away. Nice garrison to save him. Gilded Knight barely gets in there. But he's losing these trades right now. They're running out of safe points to retreat to. It's just overwhelming. 2 Cataphracts versus 1 Gilded Knight. The maths doesn't favor you here. And apparently, he doesn't care about static defenses either. I mean, who would with 360 HP? A little bit of a wasted effort attacking the Gilded Knight back, but gets another eco kill. Elsewhere, the idle time being achieved here is just kind of preventing B from getting the necessary number of knights together. His knights are also quite heavily injured, and he doesn't have enough prelates to fix that quickly. I love the relentlessness with which Anatan is pushing. He's not giving the breathing time that B would need to heal up. Another interesting thought here is, although we don't have the sippy cups from the cistern, what we do have are monks that will eventually need another job. And that other job can be healing these injured Cataphracts. Lombos. A little bit of trouble here. Bad hit there, but the health lost. I'm not sure if that's entirely worthwhile. Love the split as well. Just chase after a few. Don't send all the Cataphracts after one. However, the slow reaction out of B means he's going to lose another knight likely here. It's going to be an activation on the Triumph. Dive does come in. Lombos are going to start sniping out the prelates and the villages. More Lombos are on the way. The health bars are not impressing me in this game. It's 14 military to 29. Lombos able to pinch more on the drive-by. Villagers are running for their life, and I think we're close to the GG call. I mean, B has got a 3rd relic on the way home, sure, but he's not going to have much more of an economy but relics at this rate. You can already see Anatan is hunting everywhere with the Cataphracts. Gets clubbed down. And the blocker was perfectly timed. Trample through. That's at least 2 more villagers dead. Love the perfect split. He knows that 2 Cataphracts can deal with 2 gilded villages. Oh, 1 can deal with 2 each, but the gold is so close as well. If Anatan just rears in here, this will be the GG call. Oh my god. Not opening with spears. You're against Byzantines who go longbow contract. There's a reason you don't open spears here. The men-at-arms was the bait, though. Like, Cataphracts, as a reaction to men-at-arms, was smart by Anatan. It put B a step behind. The Gilded Knights, I think, is just not the way. It's awkward to try and go Gilded Crossbows because there's longbows and Cataphracts can charge through. It's tough, for sure. And yeah, Fishing Eco is 12. He has 28 Bio Eco. Anatan is pretty much full 55. I think he's got like one fishing boat. Cataphracts again. Another interesting thing is like attack speed, right? Like Gilded Knights do attack a bit quicker. Base damage is 36 versus the 27. So like they will win on 2-on-2 exchanges. But I think that's close enough that if you add a third Cataphract into the mix, Catas will win. Demos. Yeah, not great trade there. 160 resources for 90. This is ridiculous. What a cool strat. And agreed. Like, I think you maybe are able to get Spearman if you go Burgrave here as or the Dragon. I'm starting to feel more and more like Regnitz is a bait for this Civ. They're all about tempo, and their timings are off if you just try to like castle rush with no units. It takes a ridiculous amount of time. 42 seconds to build a knight. 42. Most Civs struggle taking 35. And not just that, it's not just the fact it takes 42 seconds. It's the fact you have to hold on to 480 resources before then committing to another 42 seconds. That's what makes it so difficult for Order of the Dragon to get numbers together. It's not just the time, it's not just the cost. It's both things together. Cataphracts now with the trample. And the Cataphracts move at the same speed as normal knights. I think they were once upon a time slower, like 1.58, but at some point they got tweaked to be 1.62. $18 villages now vacating. Remember, that's almost everything on land. That's half. Over half. 18 of 31 total. Cataphracts. They've got the trample, by the way. And it doesn't even matter. It's not going to come out. Cataphracts destroy in this matchup.